Rakeem tweeted today that Jimmy Smith has kind of taken his game to another level. What does that next level kind of look like for Rakeem, and what's Coach Smith doing to get him there?
Well, I know that he's gotten better. All I could see last year was from game tape. But Jimmy's a very knowledgeable coach. I think at Georgia State, his running back may have led the conference in rushing. But Jimmy's been a great coach for a long time. I think he relates to him. I think, a good coach is a great teacher, and Jimmy's very knowledgeable. But just because you're knowledgeable doesn't necessarily mean you can get it across to your player. You have to be a real quality teacher, and that's what I think he's doing with Rakeem, and Rakeem trusts him. And so they're working well together along with the other running backs too.
Trey Biddy.
Hey, Coach. I was just curious, as you guys kind of move from this week into next week, what you're looking for next week. You're going to start Georgia prep, I guess, a little bit early, and I guess maybe start finalizing some stuff on who's going to start where.
Yeah, I think next week is still a work week, beginning of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we will still be working on Arkansas. And then we're going to take off Thursday, and then Friday we will start Georgia prep. Basically, you'll have a Friday, Monday type practice, a Saturday, Tuesday type practice. Then we'll take Sunday off, and then you'll go Monday, which would be a Tuesday type practice. On Tuesday, you'll go to Wednesday. On Wednesday, you'll go to Thursday, and on Thursday, you'll stay Thursday. So we'll start our Georgia prep next Friday. We're going to practice 3 times before then, and obviously the mock game on this coming up Saturday. And you're right, it's time to kind of lock in on positions. And as long as we stay healthy and have the right kids, all our kids at practice will be able to do that. If we, for some reason don't, then, it'll still be a little bit of a work in progress.
Hutch.
Coach, we've seen Marcus Henderson out there in number 83 and running some tight ends. What went into that, and what are you looking for out of him?
Yeah, he caught a couple of balls tonight. We're trying to get some depth there. And, wherever he ends up on the depth chart, the bottom line is he was doing really well at tackle. But, I sat down with Coach Cooper and Coach Davis and said, hey, look now, we have tackles, and we have tackles, several, 3 to 4 tackles in there. Let's move him over to tight end, see if we can have a physical blocker in there and, more physical blockers in there. And he can catch the ball. And he actually did that some in high school. So we moved him over there. We have to get him ready. And, obviously he knows the offense. Very, very easy transition for him as far as the blocking goes. Certainly the routes and things of that nature. We're going to have to do a full-fledged charge on getting him ready mentally to be able to run routes. And there's no doubt in my mind, Andrew Thomas, I know it's from left tackle to right tackle, but I know we moved Andrew Thomas 2 weeks before the first game, and he was a freshman, moved him from left to right, and he started on the national runner-up team. So it can be done, and we're trying to accelerate him as fast as we possibly can.
Bob.
Hey, Sam, I got enough trouble remembering what day of the week it is. You kind of confused me with that stuff.
I know. I was confused talking about it, but I think if you record it, you'll know exactly what I'm doing.
Okay, I'll get Tom to help me. Hey, how's your competition, the kicker and punter? Is anybody edging ahead there? And just how do you feel about those 2 spots with the guys you got working there?
Well, I think we have competition, and that's always a good thing with Carrington and Loy. At the punting spot, and Phillips and Reed at the kicking spot. I think Vito is doing a good job of kicking off. So we still have that competition going on, and we'll probably make that decision some type of ladder of next week, maybe on Wednesday.
Appreciate you opening the team period to us tonight, Sam. What were your top observations from today? What did you like about what you saw today?
I loved, anytime you switch the atmosphere, you go into the stadium, you hope you get what we got tonight, and that was energy. Obviously it's not as hot, but it's a new venue. You're in the stadium. You're the home of the Razorbacks. We got the energy, the practice. I thought inside run was as good a period as we've had this year, talking about physicality and strain and finish on both sides of the ball. I thought our linebackers made some plays in there, and we got what we wanted to get accomplished. It was a little bit shorter practice, maybe an hour and 45 minutes tonight. But that was the plan, going into what we're calling the mock game. Oh, let me say this. The reason we went into the stadium, obviously, is we have times on our not first four games, but our first four time slots, 3 of the 4 at 6:30. So we needed a practice under the lights to catch the ball, to punt the ball, to catch kickoffs, catch punts. And at the end of practice, we even had a little competition with Clennon and Clennon and Limmer, offensive lineman versus D lineman, Coates and Marshall. And they finished tied again. They're tied on board drill. So I was trying to break the tie, and they went 1-1. They dropped one. Each side dropped one. Each side caught one. So they're still tied.
Nate?
Sam at left guard, just what are you looking for, and kind of who's still in the hunt for that position?
I think, that one there, that one's, Clary has played there. Clennon has played there. Latham has played there. Somebody else I'm missing real quick, St. John. But, that's one there that we're settling in on a couple of guys. Obviously, Luke Jones has played there as well. So we'll see hopefully by Wednesday, we'll see. But those guys are kind of been playing there and other places as well. But right now, Latham's probably ahead of the other fellas right now. As we go today, we'll make that decision probably after Wednesday's practice.
Trey Schapp.
Yeah, Coach, I was wondering if you can give us a little bit of who's standing out and who do you think will be the captains, or is that up for a team vote? And when will that vote take place?
That's a good question. That'll be a team vote. We'll certainly do it sometime next weekend. The other thing about I thought Felipe Franks had an outstanding practice tonight. Eric Gregory made a lot of plays. I mean, he's a good football player, and I don't talk about him quite as much as I should. But he made a lot of plays. And I thought our linebacker showed up a little bit more today, especially inside run. I thought they had a nice physical, Parker and Henry and some of those guys. I thought they obviously Edwards those two, Parker and Edwards, have really made a ton of strides in the last 12, 13 practices. I'm really proud of them. They're physical kids. And so those guys kind of stood out a little bit tonight. Coach got him a pick and scored a touchdown tonight. So he was all pumped up for a while.
Jackson.
So over the past couple of years, the team has gone 2-10 over the past 2 seasons, and we've also seen 0-8 SEC losing records and a streak of 19 straight losses in SEC play. How do you look to turn around the program this year?
Well, first of all, that doesn't have anything to do with me, but our football team is working hard, and we're trying to be physically and mentally tough, and we're trying to run the ball. The game's about blocking and tackling, and that's what it is, and about physicality. And so that's what we're trying to accountability, running to the ball, all those things that have a lot to do with winning and losing that we need to improve on. And that's what we're trying to do.
All right, let me know if you've got questions in the chat. We'll start working our way back around here. Trey Biddy.
Yeah, Coach, more left guard talk. You mentioned Brady Latham. I know you talked about him a little bit also on your show last night. What has he done you guys like really just almost seems like you're trying to find a spot to plug him in. He's played so many different spots.
Trey, you're 100% correct. We are trying to find a place for him because he's physical, he's mean, he's athletic. He's not quite the size that you'd like for him to be yet, but he's a freshman, a redshirt freshman, but he has feet and he has want to, and those will take you a long way playing offensive line. And so you're 100% right. We're trying to find a place. We believe that he potentially, and we do believe that he's one of our top 5 players, and we're trying to find a place for him to insert him into our line.
Nikki?
Hey, Coach, you already mentioned Felipe had a pretty good day today, but since Friday's scrimmage, just, how have the quarterbacks been doing, and how has the ball security been?
Well, Nikki, what a great question. I mean, because, I wasn't pleased and they weren't pleased with what they did, but they've really come roaring back this week. And Felipe is playing with a lot of confidence as well as KJ. And so I think we all as a staff feel really good about our quarterback room. And then I'm not for sure what the rest of the question was, Nikki. What was the other part of it?
And the ball security.
Yeah, the ball security, we have, how I feel. If we've got a problem, then it's not just, hey, you have to get better holding on to the ball. We're gonna have 5-minute periods of trying to knock the ball out of our hands, and we've done that this week at our practice, and we, obviously you're going to lose a ball here and there, a helmet on a ball or something like that, but if you don't emphasize it, you're not going to get anything out of it. So that's what we've done, and we've done a better job of hanging on to the football.
Thank you.
John Neighbors.
Hey, Coach. One of the things I thought was interesting, I think you said in your show last night as well, was talking about your coaching staff and, adjusting to the players that you have. And I was just wondering, how as a coach and as a staff do you play that as far as adjusting to the strengths of what your team is, but also making sure you stick with the way you coach and how you coach? How do you strike that balance and making sure you're getting the most out of your players and as well as out of your staff?
I did. I think I said it last night, but I love our coaching staff. I mean, they have a burning desire. They love to be at Arkansas, and they have a burning desire to have a plan, and let's go out together and let's get this plan done. When we hire coordinators, you hire them to basically run their offense, but look and see where we can be successful. And I think Kendall has adjusted really well to our personnel, what we can do, what we can't do. Different personnel, different formations, different things that we think that we can take advantage of defenses. And, of course, Barry Odom, he was such a multiple, even when we played against him here at Arkansas, over at Georgia, whatever it may be, his fronts were so multiple anyway that I knew that he could adapt to what we had. And to be honest with you, coming in, we thought we needed to run possibly another front that, we have some big guys now. And so maybe we can get into a 4-man line a little bit more than an odd front. And he's been so multiple his whole life. I knew that he would adapt to who we have, and he's done that.
Yeah, Sam, you mentioned the mock game on Saturday. What does that entail? What does a mock game look like for you?
Well, we'll start at 7, and we'll eat pregame. And then we're going to go over to the stadium. We're going to walk in just like, we would on Saturday. We're going to get in our uniform, make sure everything fits and all those things. We're going at 7 because we're trying to prepare for 11 a.m. We practice basically at game time, every day. So tonight we obviously went under the lights for a 6:30 game. And then on Saturday, we're going to get up, get the guys revved up, and then we're going to do a ton of special team situations and a little sprinkle in about 35 plays of offense and defense, along with about every imaginable situation that we can possibly get in a game on special teams. So each kid probably somewhere around 18 reps, probably first and second team, both ways. And then a lot of offense, special teams. I look for the scrimmage to be around 66 plays total.
Sam, I was going to ask you about Edwards and Parker, and then you brought them up, but I was wondering if you could get a little more specific about what they've done that you like, because neither of those guys have played a lot of defensive snaps in the past. And if I might slip in, of the punt returning linemen, who has the best hands?
Well, the punt returning lineman, I thought it was Coates, but he dropped it, so I'm not positive. Who caught it out there? Bo Limmer caught the punt return. He's offense. And then John Marshall caught the kickoff return. So I was opposite. I'd have thought Coach would have caught it every time, but he didn't. And then with Edwards, what they're doing now, they haven't played much ball. And so they're seeing, the pulling guard. They're seeing the tight end go backside. They're seeing that so much better now. They're not playing such a lateral game. I mean, they're coming downhill. And, both of them have good size. Of course, Dede, he's got more speed than Parker, but Parker's got more size and is a little bit more of a big physical guy. So they're just seeing the game better. Coach Rhodes done a nice job coaching them, but they want to be really good, and that's a big part of anybody becoming a good player. But I really like their attitude, and they're seeing the game so much faster than they were even a week ago.
Tom.
You said on radio last night that Brad Davis had prepped 6 guys at center, and I think I got 5 of them down, but
you tell me, and then I'll add the other one in.
Okay, so Clary, Stromberg, Limmer, Jones. Now I'm missing one of those.
Clinton,
yeah, and then I'm missing that 6th one.
Clary, Stromberg, Clinton, Nix.
Okay. And also, when do you anticipate? Do you think you'll do a depth chart anytime soon?
When y'all need it.
As soon as you got it ready, man.
Whenever you need it, we'll give it to you. We'll probably I wasn't being smart. I'm saying, we'll have one before we play the game. I promise you. But whenever they make me do one, I'll get it out there. Usually it's about 2 or 3 days before the game.
Oh, well, you could open up the mock game Saturday and pass them out to us then.
That's not going to happen.
Hey.
Sam, just as far as anybody else at linebacker, the veterans, Poole, Morgan, or any of them still in the hunt, just kind of how are they doing?
Well, they're doing fine. Like I say, Henry had a better practice today, did some nice things, and now the fellas are doing a nice job.
Nikki?
Coach, now that you kind of see all the skills that your quarterbacks present, do you imagine maybe being able to work in a second quarterback, or do you see the system being pretty traditional with just, the one guy?
Nikki, I don't know. Obviously, they both, if you're talking about KJ and Felipe, they both can throw, they both can run. KJ has strength with his, he's a powerful runner. So along with that and some wildcat stuff and things of that nature, you might see 2 or 3 different guys at quarterback in a game.
Cool. Thank you.
Jackson.
So I remember you were talking about how your coaching staff is really excited to be here at the University of Arkansas. So what does it mean to you to be the head coach of Arkansas?
By the way, you look sharp, man. You got that suit, looks good on you. It does. It means everything. You hear about dream jobs. Well, it's the truth. I mean, this is the best job in the country. I know I'm the head coach here, and that's easy to say and all that, but I really mean it. And I think we've surrounded ourselves with guys that think that the same thing I do. And so it means everything. And it means everything for the state of Arkansas. And we want to do so well for the people. This isn't about me and this, that, and other. We want to do well for the state of Arkansas so they can have something to be proud of and something they can look forward to each Saturday. And let's go watch the Hogs like my uncle did back in the 60s, and it means a lot. And hopefully we'll put a product out there that can make the people proud of us, and that's what we want.
All right, time for 2 more. Matt?
Yeah, Sam, I think it's interesting what you've said about Brady Latham the last couple of days. I wonder, do you have any frame of reference to where he was last season and maybe how much he's improved from where he was maybe this time a year ago?
No, I don't. But I do know that he's much bigger than he was, last year. And I think he's always been a gritty fighter, a guy that's an aggressive guy. But I'm impressed with his leverage. I'm impressed with his feet. And I think he probably was the same way in high school, a very aggressive guy. It's just I don't know why he didn't play much last year or any, I don't know. But I think probably because his size maybe is why he didn't get to play last year. And he was young, but he's smart. I mean, he can play. We haven't tried at center, but he probably could do that as well. He's just a very good athlete, a little bit like Ricky Stromberg. Ricky can play several positions and because they're smart.
Last one, Bob.
Sam, you mentioned on the radio last night that Rakeem caught a touchdown pass. I know his, improving his receiving skills was a thing for him coming back. How's he done in camp as a receiver?
Well, yeah, I was really shocked about the report we got back. I wasn't shocked at the time I got the report back from the NFL scouting service and things, but I just thought that maybe he doesn't have very good hands. That's not the case. He's a real he catches the ball easily. And we just need to highlight that for our football team and, of course, for his NFL draft future. And both of them are important. And certainly he'll help us win catching the ball out of the backfield. But he's a natural at catching the football.